Hi, welcome to Reddit Tea Time. My 59 female son Andrew, 34 male, married Alexis 8 years ago. I am by no means a monster-in-law, never have been, but Alexis is a nightmare. She's anti-science, pro-Facebook science, is awfully entitled, and is sinking all their savings in some MLM scheme. And as such, they decided not to vaccinate their kids. They have a son, 10 male, and a daughter, 6 female. A month ago, my daughter Jenny came over with her baby, 1 female, to pick up some of her old things. She decided to stay for coffee and cake. Andrew and Alexis moved right across from us after the lockdown lifted. My husband and I assumed it's because they were planning on using us for free childcare. Anyway, as Jenny was over, Alexis rang the doorbell. Before I could even say hello, her kids came spilling in. They're nice kids, somewhat bratty, but they do have hearts of gold. I love them so much. But because of them not being vaccinated, I don't like having them around the same time as babies. I tried to keep things calm, but the kids had run upstairs to where Jenny's baby was sleeping and were cuddling with her. I managed to get them to come down, but they had been with the baby for a few minutes. Fast forward a few days. Jenny calls me in tears telling me she and her fiancé are in the hospital because their baby had a high fever and couldn't breathe properly. My husband and I hurried there. Then we spent the most excruciating 17 hours in the hospital that sadly ended with my granddaughter passing away. She had apparently caught a whooping cough and her little lungs couldn't handle it. My daughter is absolutely destroyed. I had a stinging suspicion and called my son. I asked him if his kids had been sick. He said that they had a nasty cough and a little fever, but that they had managed. I don't know what happened. I lost it. I just started breathing heavily and crying hard and couldn't say much more but to say that his niece died because of him. He has been calling me and his sister and we haven't picked up. He's come over multiple times and I haven't opened the door. I tried to calm down and tell myself that it's probable that she caught it from someone else, but my daughter hadn't taken out my granddaughter to places with kids for almost a month, except maybe at a supermarket or on a walk. But my husband pointed out that it was more likely she caught it through close contact. It's possible to catch it outside, but not as likely. I feel so mad, so angry. I don't know what to do. I love my other grandkids and I feel like they're gonna suffer with them as parents. How do we go forward? Jenny's never going to forgive Andrew, and I don't know if I can. Edit. Thanks for all the comments. To clarify, my granddaughter was compromised. She already had a condition that rendered it impossible for her to get her shots, which is why my daughter was so careful and didn't expose her baby to more than park air and took heavy precautions if they had to go to closed spaces with her. This is not about his daughter but his niece. I have 2 kids. My daughter's daughter passed away due to my son's stupidity. Now for some comments. First of all, I'm sending so much compassion your way. I'm a psychologist, but I'm not your psychologist. I definitely echo that you should seek out counseling from a registered psychologist to support you and your family as you process this. You are in acute grief right now, and all of your feelings are normal and valid. The tragic loss of a child is complex enough, let alone involving the dynamics your situation entails. I hope the responses to this post allow you to feel the support of a caring community. But as for advice, that is definitely something beyond what Reddit can offer. Yes, to be honest, I didn't even read anything beyond the title. Internet strangers aren't going to give you the right answer here. You have no idea of the ages or backgrounds of anyone commenting, myself included. Go see a professional. Agreed. I don't know how much we can help with this. Your family is in crisis and it will take dedicated time and professional help to get through this, especially if you want to keep your son's family in your life. Sorry, but hanging on the top comment, hoping OP sees this. OP, this would be very hard for you, but I think you need to call CPS on your son and daughter-in-law. I'm very sorry for your loss, but your other grandkids are sick with whooping cough. And if your daughter-in-law doesn't believe in vaccines, she may be one of those essential oils kind of mother and doesn't get them real medicine or seen by a real doctor. Call CPS before another kid dies from their stupidity. Please. My wife has a compromised immune system. She got her vaccines when she was young, but wasn't able to get most boosters. In her late 20s, she caught whooping cough, and it was terrifying. She broke multiple ribs from coughing so hard. She could barely sleep because she would wake up in the middle of the night gasping for air. This went on for 3 months. Whooping cough is also known as the 100-day cough. Meanwhile, I'm fully vaccinated and didn't leave her side, and I never got it. When she got it, there was a rash of unvaccinated children who got it in another part of town. Get vaccinated. You don't know who you come in contact with. My husband drives for Uber for a living. He's gone mostly during the day and sometimes at night. We have a child and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I like to go outside to get some fresh air and sunshine. But he's told me that I'm not allowed to go outside unless he's home. My husband is very narcissistic and controlling, manipulative and verbally abusive. But I want to ask, is this normal behavior for men? My husband loves the Lord, but he sure doesn't act like it. He tells me to wait until he gets home to go outside, but what ends up happening is that he's so tired from working that he'll just go to sleep whenever he gets home. So I end up not being able to go outside for days on end, and I feel very controlled and deprived of my natural rights. He made me feel bad about wanting to go outside yesterday because there are mosquitoes outside sometimes. I need some sunshine. We live in a relatively safe neighborhood and it's a court. Please let me know if this is common. Is this something that men typically tell their wives in order to protect them? Really looking for honest insight from someone who is married or in a long-term relationship. What I'm dealing with is someone who limits me very extensively. I only get to drive the car maybe 10 times a year maximum. He won't let me go to the store, so I have to order all the groceries online. There's always some reason for me to be restricted, it seems. Now for some comments. You said, but he has told me I'm not allowed to go outside unless he's home. You also said my husband is very narcissistic and controlling, but I want to ask, is this a normal behavior for men? No, it's not normal. Your husband is abusive and you should figure out how to get a divorce and figure out custody. You/Ebby45 is a crisis counselor and has tons of great resources on their profile. This is abuse. Please seek help. United Way 211 can offer you local resources such as women's shelters that can help you make a safety plan, exit plan, help with housing, childcare, job training and placement, etc. if you're in the US. Think about how this is going to affect your child's well-being. Mom, can we go outside? Sorry, honey. You know mommy isn't allowed outside unless I'm supervised by your father. Your child doesn't get to experience the outdoors because your husband is controlling and cares more about his insecurities than his family. Leave before it affects your child anymore and they grow up accepting this behavior. OP replied, he always tells me that we could be sex trafficked at any moment. He makes me feel like I don't have a good judgment because of his insecurities. I really believe you're right. Please pray for me to have courage. You said, my husband is very narcissistic and controlling, manipulative and verbally abusive. But I wanted to ask, is this a normal behavior for men? Wait a minute. If you believe he's narcissistic, controlling and abusive, then what makes you think his behavior would be any better towards you? Is he paranoid or something? You're not being controlled. You're being enslaved. So this is not something I did, but a friend consulted me about something he did, and I can't even talk to him properly after it. My friend, male 28, was talking to this girl for a while and the girl was engaged, which is already messed up. The girl and him clicked and started hitting off for a while. Then the girl leaves her fiancé because of reasons he did not clarify. So now it gets serious. They keep on talking for 3 months. Then the girl tells him that after she had some issues with her health, she did a checkup and found out she had stage 3 breast cancer. He said that he was devastated to hear this but kept talking to her. Minding you, till now, they were not official. After a period, they decided to get into a relationship and they seemed pretty happy. He then says that I thought about it logically and then decided to leave her. And not even leave her, he ghosted her. I was so pissed at him, but I didn't say anything. But now he's asking why I'm not talking to him and that he feels terrible for doing so. I hate when people justify their nonsense with the logical claim. What should I say to him? Now for some comments. Tell him you logically decided that if he's capable of doing that to someone he claims to care about, then he's not the kind of person you can rely on if your life goes sideways, and therefore there's no benefit to you in your friendship. As a logical man, I'm sure he will appreciate that explanation. Explain to him why you're cutting off contact, then proceed to do so. Why associate with such a deplorable ingrate? OP replied, honestly, this guy was always a very calm and nice person, but he has taken this logical BS too far. And yeah, I've been friends with him for over 5 years, but now I'm thinking of cutting the relationship. You say to him, you ghosted a woman after messing with her, even though she has cancer. I've thought through this logically and have come to the conclusion that you deserve to be ghosted by me. I'm only letting you know because I'm not a jerk. Ghost him too without saying anything. The idiot should know how it feels. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. If you liked this story and you've made it this far, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate you spending your valuable time with me. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next Reddit story. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Bye for now.